Guess what, folks? February is Heart Month, and today we're learning why it's important to take an annual heart survey. Dr. Ashish Saroja is here. He's a cardiologist at the Cleveland Clinic with the results. So this is a big test that happens once a year. What did we learn?
So this is a very important survey, I think we do once a year, to get a sense of important topics as they relate to heart health directly from folks who are experiencing these risk factors.
Do these results change, or your philosophies change, or how you deal with these things change over the time?
Yeah, so we ask a different set of questions each year, right, just to address different topics. And this year's survey was incredibly important. If you look at the results, one of the main findings, right, was that a quarter of Americans surveyed were not sure if their risk for heart disease was high, but close to 70% did have at least one risk factor for heart disease.
And they knew it.
And they only about 24% didn't know.
Didn't know it.
So there's a little bit of a disconnect between having a risk factor and knowing whether you're at increased risk for heart disease.
Yeah, just wondering about it is a good thing. I had a friend call me the other day. He says, like, when you start having a problem, what did you experience? I said, don't call me, call the doctor, go to the doctor. So people are always thinking about this.
Yeah, and that's our hope, is that people are thinking about it, but not just thinking about it, but we want everyone to think about it in a systematic manner, in a timely manner, and knowing that there's no age that's too early or too late to think about your heart disease risks systematically.
What are some of these risks, and what do you do about it?
Yeah, so in our survey, for example, two of the most common risks were high blood pressure and high cholesterol.
So those are both diet-influenced items?
Partly. Many of those aspects are related to diet and lifestyle, but many of them, importantly, can also be genetic.
Hereditary.
Yeah, and your family history may play into this.
And I guess eating too many shortcakes or cheese balls is not good for you either.
It's probably not very good for you, although they're delicious, I'll say.
They are delicious. So obesity, it plays into it?
Yes. So that obesity often links a lot of these risk factors together. So it links diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, physical inactivity, diet. It's sort of a mediating risk factor for all these things. So trying to tackle that can have this indirect effect, on controlling all the other things.
So if some of these risk factors present themselves, can you reverse some of the things, or only slow down or stop through diet and exercise?
Yeah, so it's different for everybody, right? But for some people, yeah, you could potentially eliminate some of these risk factors with aggressive lifestyle changes. But for others who may have a family history, those lifestyle changes take you partway, but then, you get to the end, you may need some medications, you may need some medical assistance to get there.
For me, it's like looking at a deadly menu. So I look at the deadly menu here and I can see stress, daily stress. Now, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, so that's baked into our lives, unfortunately, right? But finding some time to, be mindful, do some mindfulness, do some biofeedback exercises helps a lot.
I see sleep apnea is on there. How do you even know if you have sleep apnea? How does that present itself?
Yeah, it's such an important question, right? Because it's underdiagnosed and it's a risk factor for heart disease, and it can lead to high blood pressure. But if you snore loudly at night, or you wake up feeling not very refreshed, and you feel the need to take frequent naps during the day, your weight is high and your blood pressure is high. So if you have 2 or 3 of those things, you may want to think about getting screened for sleep apnea.
Something as simple as sleep really plays a big part into this, in determining your heart health.
Absolutely, both quality and quantity.
Yeah. Gee, I've heard smoking's not good for you.
Yeah, smoking is not good for us. But surprising, I'll tell you, in the survey, about 30% of folks did not connect smoking with heart health. So we have more to do in terms of education. But I tell everybody, if there's one thing that we can do that really has no match in terms of being good for your heart, it's quitting smoking.
Yeah. Well, you got obesity, you might be able to control. Smoking, you certainly can control. Diabetes is something that maybe presents itself that it's more difficult to control.
We can still get ahead of it.
Once you know you have it.
Yeah. And so the first step is always prevention, right? We want people to follow a healthy lifestyle and prevent the development of diabetes. But if you do have diabetes, there are now a lot of approaches, a lot of medications, newer medications that can help gain control of the diabetes, even if lifestyle changes aren't getting you all the way.
There you go. So there's a list for you folks. You take a look at that list and go down and check off what you might be able to control, and then get help with the others that you can't control, and it'll lead to a happier, longer life, perhaps, and I hope.
Certainly, that's the hope, that's the goal.
That's the goal. Great to see you, sir.
Always good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.